everyone, welcome to another exciting discussion. Today we're going to delve deeper into Gen Z's growing involvement in world politics. Are they reshaping the global political landscape or is it just a passing trend? To start, let's hear from our group members. Many of them have different opinions and many of them maybe know better than me what's it all about.
Tahmid, Gen Z is stepping into world politics with a unique approach, blending activism with innovation, from protesting climate inaction to advocating for gender equality. We are making our voices heard. But it's not just about protest anymore. Gen Z is joining global discussions, is and even running for office in some countries like um, America. The question is no longer if we are involved, but how deeply we can root ourselves in shaping the future of governance.
That's the point. Gen Z is no longer on the sidelines. We are in the driver's seat. The world is changing and we are steering it forward.
I agree that Gen Z is making waves, but I think we need to be cautious about overstating our influence. While we have seen inspiring examples like young leaders at Global Climate Youth and youth representatives in the UN, okay, and the numbers are still too small. Real political involvement requires systematic change and like breaking down barriers to entry for it's like breaking down barriers to entry for young leaders.
That's true. But let's not forget that change takes time. Look at the example like in Finland, where something named Sanna Marin becomes the youngest prime minister at the age of 34, or Chile, where young activists are shaping the new constitution. This example shows that Gen Z and millennials are starting to bridge the gap between activism and governance. What do you guys think?
True, Naveen, but still there is a lot of work to do. In many countries, young people are excluded from formal political rules due to age restrictions or lack of resources. Even so, movements like Fridays for Future have shown that Gen Z can influence policy from outside traditional systems. The challenge now is to ensure these efforts translate into sustainable political representation, basically.
In my opinion, I think the key lies in mentorship and structural reforms. Programs that look after young leaders or like youth parliaments or global leadership summits can pave the way for more significant involvement. And without this, we risk losing momentum after the initial wave of activism.
That's a strong point, Rashid, but mentorship alone won't work if young people don't have the confidence to step up. Sometimes it's about showing them that their ideas matter and that they have the potential to lead.
He is a good point, and I think it's in our best interest that we realize the potential of young people and how we can best make use of their abilities, of their talents, and how to develop their skills so that in the future, not only are they going to be good in their own professional field, but also be able to contribute to society, contribute to different governmental activities, and make sure that how they perform their actions is the ethical way to do stuff, is the right way to do stuff, and so that everyone can follow in their footsteps and be able to and everyone will follow them and be able to make sure that not only are they leading a good example for themselves.
While mentorship is essential, I think we also need to address the cultural barriers. In many parts of the world, young people are dismissed as inexperienced or idealistic. Breaking this stereotype is just as important as creating pathways to governance.
Absolutely, Nisarga. And let's also acknowledge the power of global collaboration. Gen Z isn't working in isolation. We are connecting across borders through social media and international platforms. So this interconnectedness allows us to amplify our voices and push for global solutions to issues like climate change, education, and human rights. Isn't it?
Well, that's a great point, Tanha. Gen Z is redefining diplomacy by engaging in digital advocacy and global campaigns. However, we need to transition from being influencers to decision makers. I think countries like New Zealand, where youth councils advise the government to offer model for how we can bridge this gap.
But Mansura, how realistic is it for Gen Z to transition into these roles when we're still struggling with basic representation? In many countries, youth involvement in politics is seen as the status quo.
Well, that's true, Musaiba. But every movement starts with resistance, I guess. The key is pre-resistance. Gen Z has already shown resilience in fighting for change. However, it's through protest, policy advocacy, or community leadership. I think with the right support system, we can overcome those challenges too.
Yes, I agree with you, and I think you mentioned a good point with the. But I think finding the support system in this place, especially in Bangladesh, is especially very hard because everybody face different challenges, and we're not sure about that. So I think we should be able to start develop these channels from a grassroots level and raise awareness through schools, politics, and something.
Yeah, 'cause let's not forget about the role of education. Political literacy is crucial for empowering young people to take on leadership roles. School universities need to integrate political education into the curriculum, I think, to prepare the next generation to
Exactly.
become the leaders. What, like,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, education is important, but so is action. Gen Z is already proving that we don't need to wait for permission to create change from grassroots movements to international forms. We are stepping up and showing the world what we are capable of, right?
Yeah, by
Yeah,
continue and amplify our voices and take action, Gen Z can shape the future we want to see.
yeah, I
Yeah,
agree with you.
but I
Yeah,
think
exactly,
Time
Nisaba.
is said like
Yeah.
we need in this training in schools or colleges. I think that's also important for us to maintain how to know how to lead or something like that.
like if we don't know the policies or the rules, then we cannot lead a nation, I think. So every
Yeah.
children or the student should know the about the policies and the rules to lead a country.
Yeah, well said, everyone. I think the key takeaway
Um,
here
yeah,
is that while Gen Z is making significant strides in world politics, I think there's still a long road ahead. And maybe the journey from activism to government is challenging, but I don't think it's impossible. I think it's very much achievable. But we'll have to see about that. And I think there's still lots of things we can do, lots of things you can do, I can do, our audience here can do. So I think it's in our best interest to see what's possible and what's not.
yeah, exactly, Tamit. We just need to stay informed and stay active, right?
Time and tide wait for none. So we should
Yeah,
see what
exactly.
happens next. Thank you, everyone. Until next time, stay informed and stay active, stay healthy too, and wait for our next episode. Goodbye.
Right.